You want to hold it horizontal?
Yeah. I should always be doing that.
You teach that in school, like first class.
Yeah, it probably pisses you off too, because for being recorded and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, what is your job occupation?
So my job here at Strategy Lab is in website development and design, and basically meeting with clients and making sure that their needs are being met with what we're building them.
Okay. How did you become interested in this line of work?
So I became interested in website design back while I was in university. I did my business degree, and a friend of mine had just mentioned, like, hey, we should start a blog and post funny photos and car pictures and stuff like that. So I set up a basic website using just a blogging software, and then I just started doing it more and more. And over the years, I've kind of when I had started, I would basically just ask friends and family who I knew owned businesses or needed website help, just if I could help them, and I just kind of started becoming more and more common, and then that's what we do to this day.
Okay, cool. What were some of your former positions before the job?
So some of my past positions, I worked at, well, my first job was at Kelsey's as a fryer.
Okay.
And then I worked at Extreme PETA. And then I worked at CIBC and outbound telephone banking for a couple of years. So I definitely learned a lot of my customer service aspects back in the service industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What education did you receive for this job?
So I did my business degree with a major in management. Most of the computer stuff that I've learned over the years is just self-taught.
Mm-hmm.
So YouTube, Google, those are kind of the main. Is it still recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are kind of the main avenues for me learning the trade.
More as a hobby?
Pardon me?
More as a hobby to learn it, or?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, more as a hobby for sure.
What classes in high school did you take to prepare yourself for this job?
So in high school I did computer science, and then I also, so at Balfour, they had just started the Cisco networking class, so I had done, I think, 3 or 4 semesters of that. So that definitely opened up my eyes to the whole kind of computer industry.
Cool.
Yeah.
What experience would be required for your job?
What experience? I would say getting familiar with how to talk to people and how to build rapport when you're meeting with clients. I think the technical stuff is fairly straightforward to learn. I think you can learn how to code, you can learn how to design, but I think more importantly is how do you keep the customer happy, and that to me is a skill set that is important to learn.
Cool. What personality traits are important for the job?
I would say empathy. The customer is always right at the end of the day. You have to keep them happy. Just being open-minded. I would say in this industry, it's very easy to do the same thing over and over and over, and rather than kind of trying new things. And sometimes, even if it's something that the client originally requested, then if you try something new, I think sometimes you'll end up with results where even though it's something that the client didn't originally ask for, they're still happier in the long run. So
that's a good answer. How do you think technology will change this job in 10 years?
Well, I think, and we've already seen this, is web design is getting more and more, I guess websites in general are getting more and more common. So, back in the day, it would be very rare for a local business to have a website, right? They'd have their Yellow Page ad, they would have their magazine ad or whatever. But now with Google like dominating the space, where like if you need to hire or find a dentist, or if you need to find a doctor, and you don't know anyone, you're going to turn to Google. So I think we're seeing a lot more websites in the market, and because of that, website designers or programmers may not be able to. Well, I think those guys are also becoming more common too. So it's getting easier to find website developers, and so I think we're going to see a shift towards content on the website. So, okay, if everyone has a website, how do we use the website to actually grow your company?
And how many hours a week?
Do I work?
Yeah.
Oh,
Probably all around the place.
Yeah, that's a tough question, because I think as a business owner, it's really tough to shut down the business. You're always thinking of it, right? So even when you're, going to bed at night, you're always kind of, your mind is working. So that's a tough question.
Yeah.
But I would say most of the guys here, we allow for a pretty flexible work schedule as long as the work gets done. Then we're pretty easy.
What are your duties and responsibilities?
My duties would be more so on getting work in the door. I think meeting with clients and building relationships with just people in general is my role, and just making sure that we maintain a high level of quality of work, and just making sure the guys are happy, and we develop a fun place to work.
Do they change throughout the year?
The people that work here?
Your
roles?
duties and responsibilities, yeah.
Yeah, I would say, during, when times are a little bit slower, I would say I'm a little bit more sales focused. When times are good, there are days when I'll spend my mornings helping the guys out with building the website, or just making sure the projects are moving along, and so yeah, it definitely changes throughout the year.
Yep. What would a typical day be like?
Typical day, well, on a Monday like today, we like to meet. The entire group of us like to meet in the mornings and just kind of talk about what each person is working on, what challenges we're running into, kind of set up the goals for the week, and then we'll spend the rest of the day kind of just working, and we all like to take lunches, and lunches are a good time for the group to develop the relationship and make sure that we're all happy, and no one's really above each other. We can sit across. We're such a small company where everyone can talk to everyone. It's not like a huge company where the guy at the front desk is never gonna have lunch with the CEO.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So.
That's a good point. How does what are salary changes throughout the levels in the field? If I can ask that.
Salary changes like within this company? Well, we allow for growth, and we really want to push our team to, I guess, focus on the most difficult tasks, and in doing so, they'll be compensated accordingly. So we don't want our guys to just, work 40 hours a week doing the exact same over and over and over. I think what we want to see is having each person develop their skill set, so that they can at some point manage their own team. And in doing so, I think the pay increase will go up from there. So I think as the responsibilities increase, their pay scale will increase as well.
What are opportunities of advancement in the field? Like, what could I do if I was working for you to get to go up in the chain?
I think going over and above on a consistent basis, being a team player rather than looking out for yourself. So, sometimes that means taking on an extra task when it's not asked of you, but it's better off for the team. So things like that will definitely move you into a different position for sure.
What do you like best about this job?
What I like best is the fact that I get to work with my friends to solve really challenging problems. So, it's not just we're working with clients. It's not like we're just building a poster or designing a billboard or anything like that. It's, how do we solve issues like one of our clients works with people that have a disability get into the workplace. So projects like that, and working on a diverse set of projects, I think is what I enjoy the most. Right.
What advice would you give a student interested in the career?
My advice would be to work really, really hard and ship. So rather than trying to dream of the next Facebook and build the next Facebook, I would focus on solving really simple problems and doing that often. And I think that experience will help kind of it's kind of like a way of I think learning through like you'll learn a lot faster, so you'll fail a lot more often by shipping products a lot faster rather than trying to dream of the next
something
billion-dollar idea.
Yeah. How long have you been working here?
So Strategy Lab, we've been in business for I think 3 or 4 years now.
Wow.
But I've been doing this since probably for about 6 or 7 years now. Yeah.
Cool. Does the season impact the business throughout the year?
Yes and no. I think what we find is during the summer season and around Christmas, a lot of the decision makers at companies or nonprofits take time off, and so it can kind of delay the projects. But besides that, it's fairly steady the whole year round.
Cool. Do you plan to stay with this occupation?
Yeah. I'm fully invested in the business, and I want to take it from a group of 5 people to hopefully offices around the world working on bigger problems. So yeah.
Cool. Great meeting you, and have a great day.
Thanks. You too. Thanks for